Don't judge a book by its cover. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between the mountains and a river, there was a young girl named Lily. Lily was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. She loved exploring the woods, climbing trees, and discovering new places. But more than anything, she loved to read. Every chance she got, she would go to the village library, where a wise old man named Mr. Thompson managed the books. Mr. Thompson had a small, cozy library filled with all sorts of books. The shelves were packed high with colorful covers and fascinating titles. Although the library was small, it held many wonderful stories from around the world. Lily visited the library every day after school, eager to escape into the worlds found within the pages of her beloved books. One sunny afternoon, as she perused the shelves, her eyes fell upon a dusty old book tucked away in the corner. The cover was plain and tattered, with faded letters that were hard to read. It didn't look special at all, and it certainly didn't catch her attention like the shiny books with bright illustrations. But something about it intrigued her, and she carefully pulled it out from the shelf. "What's this?" she wondered aloud. "I've never seen this book before." She opened the cover and began to read. To her surprise, the words inside were beautiful. They told the story of a brave knight who embarked on a quest to find a magical flower that could heal any illness. The more Lily read, the more captivated she became. The story was filled with exciting adventures, whimsical creatures, and heartwarming moments. Lily felt as if she were right there with the knight, facing challenges and overcoming fears. She read until the sun began to set, and she was so engrossed that she lost track of time. When she finally closed the book, her heart swelled with joy. "I must tell everyone about this," she thought. The next day, Lily rushed to school, excited to share the story with her friends. As she entered the classroom, she called out, "Listen, I found the most amazing book at the library. It's about a brave knight on a quest." Her friends, however, were not as enthusiastic. Jason, the class clown, scoffed, "Lily, why are you always reading those old books? They are nothing compared to the new stories with superheroes and dragons." "Yes," added Sarah, another classmate, "look at that old book you found. It doesn't even look interesting. How could it possibly be good?" Lily felt a little discouraged by her friends' reactions, but she believed in the story. "I promise you, it's an incredible tale. You just have to give it a chance," she insisted. But her friends weren't interested. They preferred flashy titles and colorful covers, dismissing Lily's book without a second thought. Feeling a bit sad but determined, Lily decided to hold a storytime in the park that weekend. She would invite everyone to come and hear the knight's adventure. On Saturday, with the sun shining brightly, Lily set up a cozy spot under her favorite tree, laying out a blanket for everyone to sit on. She was hopeful that more people would come and be willing to listen. As her classmates arrived, she grabbed the old book and opened it, ready to share the exciting tale. "Thank you all for coming," she said, her voice a bit shaky. "I'm really excited to tell you the story of the brave knight." At first, her classmates laughed and whispered, rolling their eyes at the book. But as Lily began to read, their expressions slowly changed. The story came alive with her words. When she described the knight fighting against fierce dragons and racing against time to save a village, her friends listened intently, their mouths agape and their eyes wide. As the tale unfolded, the kids found themselves leaning closer, forgetting their earlier skepticism. They gasped at the danger the knight faced and cheered when he achieved his goals. By the time Lily reached the end, everyone was hanging on her every word, completely enchanted by the story. "That was amazing," exclaimed Sarah, clapping her hands. "I can't believe that old book had such a great adventure." "Yes, It was. I never thought a book like that could be so interesting, Jason admitted, looking sheepish. I'm sorry I laughed at you, Lily. Lily smiled, feeling proud and happy that her friends had enjoyed the story. It's okay. I'm just glad you all liked it, she replied. They spent the rest of the afternoon sharing their favorite parts of the story and discussing the characters. From that day on, Lily's friends began to appreciate the old, worn books in the library just as much as the new ones. They learned to explore different stories, regardless of how they looked on the outside. The dusty old book had opened their eyes to adventures they had never imagined possible. As the weeks passed, Lily and her friends began to start reading more of the older books, discussing their stories and sharing what they found. They realized that sometimes, the most interesting stories were hidden behind the covers of books that looked ordinary. One day, while they were all sitting together at the park, Jason picked up the old book again and said, "You know, this experience has taught me something important. It doesn't matter what the outside looks like. What matters is what's inside. Just like people, some might look ordinary but have the most extraordinary stories to tell." Lily nodded, understanding the truth in Jason's words. Exactly. Don't judge a book by its cover, she replied with a smile, feeling grateful for the lessons they had all learned together. And from that day forward, they each made a promise to approach every book and every person they encountered with an open heart and an open mind. They discovered that true beauty lies within, and often, the best adventures come from the most unexpected places. In the end, the wise words echoed in their minds, "Don't judge a book by its cover." Through that dusty old book, Lily and her friends had learned a valuable lesson that would stay with them for a lifetime.